Have you got any skills that are relevant for being a paralegal? Do you know how much money you can make as a paralegal? Do you have any idea about these things? The chat is open. Jagannath Ramapur from Karnataka, final year, 3 years LLB. Hi Jagannath, welcome back. We have Nishad Mullah. All right. Nishad, who are you? Where are you logging in from? What do you do? What about the rest of the participants? You can speak up. Hi Kalyan Rao, how are you doing? Advocate 6. What is advocate? I know, but what is advocate 6, Kalyan Rao? Bangalore. Okay, what about the rest? Nobody's saying anything. What's up, guys? Introduce yourselves quickly. So I'm Ramanuj Mukherjee, and I am CEO of LawSikho. Today I'm logging in from Shantiniketan, which is 160 kilometers away from Calcutta. This is actually the place where Rabindranath Tagore built his university, and he had his ashram here. Hi Nilam. Hi Chitra. Okay. Some of you are regulars, some of you are completely new. All right, great. So we can begin with our discussion for the day, right? Where is my presentation? All right. So here we are. The presentation is loading. Why hasn't it loaded? Okay, how to make the perfect pitch as a paralegal, right? So, we have discussed a lot how you can make over 1 lakh rupees per month as a paralegal working out of India. We have spoken about how doing paralegal work can help you to get a foot in the door in a foreign country like US. So if you want to someday go work in US, you can start working as a freelancer, paralegal, and you can build network, you can learn about the work that happens there. You can accumulate a lot of knowledge and network sitting here in India, and you can get started. And after a point, one is that you'll be making enough money. If you're a good paralegal, you can earn anywhere between 75,000 per month to even 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees working part-time and freelance, right? But there are people who earn more than that as well. There are people who build an entire business. They get paralegal work, and then they hire other people in India to do it for them, right? So that they can take up more work and make more money, make more profit. And then you have also the opportunity to go abroad and work there you can do an LLM later on. And if you're planning to do LLM, in fact, it is a great idea that you first start as a paralegal, right? Because there are a lot of people who want to work abroad, they do an LLM. Now, LLM can be expensive. LLM will cost you money and time and energy. But imagine that doing such an expensive LLM and then coming back to India, right? Without being able to land a job there. This happens all the time to a lot of people. Anybody here, somebody who went abroad to do an LLM and then came back to India? Some of them genuinely wanted to come back. Some of them wanted to stay back at least for a few years, but they did not get a chance. They didn't even have a shot. They just came back to India, they tried and didn't get a job abroad. Anybody knows such people? You have seen someone? In the chat, come on in the chat, quickly tell me. Nishad Mullah, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. I have done MBA Finance, doing LLB first year professional level of CS. Great, Nishad. Thank you for introducing yourself. Jagannath is saying yes. So tell me a story. If you want to come online and tell the story, most welcome. You can do that. Otherwise, you can just write the story in the chat. Anybody wants to come online and tell me the story of somebody like that you have experienced already? Anyone? Jagannath, what is your story? You want to tell the story? I can take you on the screen if you want. Jagannath, I'm giving you permission to speak. Anybody knows somebody from, you don't have to take any names, but you know someone who wanted to work abroad, went there, did an LLM, but then did not get a job there, came back to India, and their original objective of actually doing work abroad did not succeed. You know somebody like that. Jagannath. Okay, Jagannath, you have to unmute yourself and speak. I have allowed you to speak.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please speak.
Sir, the person who had LLM from the foreign university, and then he came back to my hometown, sir. He belongs to my hometown. He's a son of the practitioner, sir, who is a great practitioner, around 30 plus years experience. And I think he came back for the purpose of to continue in his father's office, sir.
Correct.
And I think as I heard someone saying that he could not get a job from that in US. Some here, the both are possible, sir. But I does not know the truth.
No, everybody who comes back, obviously they are not going to say, "Oh, I'm a failure. I couldn't get a job there. That's why I came back." Some people will be knowing you closely enough to admit that, but most people will not say. But the truth is that even if you want to practice here in India, right, eventually, you'd like it that at least for 1 or 2 years you do a job there and then come back, right? Nobody wants to just go for LLM, pay all the money and then just come back right away. It is ideal that you get some work experience there, okay, an international work experience before coming back to India, right? Even if somebody truly wants to come back to India, at least if they have given the opportunity, they will do a job there for at least 1 or 2 years just to get more exposure, right? Agreed?
Yes, I agree with you, sir.
Correct. But people do not get that opportunity. They straight away come back to India. Okay. So this happens all the time with a lot of lawyers who go abroad. So the idea is that we want to avoid that scenario, that you want to stay there, but you're not getting an opportunity. How to avoid that scenario? See, number one is that if you go to that country and you want a job, they have enough lawyers in their own country, enough law graduates in their country who are struggling to get a job. Why should they give you a job? And to give you a job, they have to spend extra money. They have to make an extra effort to get you visa. They have to sponsor you for visa. They have to give certain undertakings to their government and so on, right? Now, it is extra work. Why will they do that extra work? And the answer for that is that you should have enough experience, enough knowledge about the legal system. Most of the people who go to the US from India and do an LLM are not preferred for hiring because law firms and lawyers and so on, companies prefer to hire a JD, right? Not a LLB person. I have students who have gone abroad, even cleared the New York bar exam, cleared the California bar exam, and they still didn't get a job and they came back to India, or they went to Canada because they didn't get a job there. They went to Dubai, but they didn't get a job in US. Came back to India. Many other examples. Very hard for a lot of people. And why is it so hard? When I investigated, when I talked to a lot of people, I realized that the primary reason for that is that imagine you have studied all the law in India for 5 years, 3 years, whatever, and then suddenly you land up one day in the US, and you are, even if you are, reading the law there essentially, right, for 1 year, how much can you learn? Imagine your first year here in India. How much law did you really learn? Did you learn a lot? I don't think so. Most people don't learn so much in their first year. But there you have essentially LLM will get over in 8, 9 months, 10 months, right? And in that 10 months, 9 months, You have to learn about the new legal system. You have to do well in your class. And also you have to network enough to get a job. Okay, you have to network like crazy to get a job. And then you have to know enough about the laws of that country, the procedures of that country. Imagine for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you study in India. Still people, when they are graduating, they actually do not know the procedure of working, right? They don't have the practical knowledge. Now, going and learning that much practical knowledge in 1 year so that somebody will want to hire you there is pretty hard, very, very hard. So what is the option? You can say, okay, I understand what you're saying, but what is the alternative? What is the other way out? The other way out is that you start doing paralegal work for that country's lawyers. Okay? Because when you start working as a paralegal, you will be able to learn a lot about the legal system. You'll have to learn, otherwise you will not even get the job. Even if you get the job, to keep it, you have to keep learning a lot about that country's laws, procedure, all the work that lawyers actually do. So you are getting to see a ringside view. It's like sitting next to the ring and seeing a Mike Tyson fight in the boxing ring. So you are getting a very close up view of what lawyers are doing in the US, how they are doing, and it's very different than how things happen in India. When you see all those things going on for 1 year or 2 years, even better, but 1 year may be enough, then two things happen. One is that your knowledge of that place, of that legal system, of how things happen is much clearer. Second is that you have acquired some network, right? So if you work with 1 lawyer, 2 lawyer, 3 lawyer, you know some people. So you have some relationships over there, which you can bank on to get a job. They will give you reference. And anyway, you are much better than all the other Indians who are studying there. You are as good as you might be better than a JD from the US who does not have these 2 years of work experience. So after LLM, your chances of getting a job really improve, which is why I really recommend people, even if you don't need the money that paralegals can earn, you can say, no, I don't need the money. Even then, you should actually try to get work as a paralegal, right? If you want to know more about this, I have written articles. I have some things on our YouTube channel. I have done webinars on this. You can, if you want to, towards the end, I will share the links again. That okay, what to do, how to do. But today I'm going to talk about something I have never talked about. Very, very important concept. Okay, that concept is that how to make a pitch in a way that you will get accepted. How to make a really good pitch as a paralegal. Because a lot of you asked me that, okay, even if I know all this knowledge, even if I know how to do USPTO work, US Patent and Trademark Office work, I know how to do it. I learned it. Let's say you learn it from a LawSikho course, all that is great. But how will I reach out to people? Where will I find these people? What do I have to say to them so that they will actually give me work? Okay. So today I'm going to have an entire webinar talking about how to talk to them so that they will actually give you work, right? So I am going to give you a blueprint, how you are going to interact with these lawyers in the US. So that, and even it doesn't matter, it can be in the UK also, wherever. What can you say to them that they'll say, yes, we want to try it out with you, right? So what is the method for that? So that is what I'm going to teach you today. Okay. So how many of you are excited about this? You want to learn this? If you want to learn this, you think this is relevant, say yes in the chat. Just say yes in the chat. Only Jagannath wants to learn. Rest of you don't find this relevant. Chitra, yes. Okay. Tanya, yes. Nilam, yes. Muskan, yes. Nishad, yes. What about the rest of you? You don't want to learn? Shrikara, Raki, you guys don't want to learn this? Not relevant for you? What about the guys who are watching this on YouTube? Do you want to learn this? How to make a good pitch? Shrikara. Okay, Rahul is yes, Mandeep is yes. All right. So let's get started. Huh? Okay, Raki said yes, Shrikara doesn't want to learn. Okay. Muskan is yes. Okay. Let's move on. pre-interaction. Okay. So before you do anything at all, you need to make up your mind as to who is your ideal client, right? So, if you are going to approach, for example, if you're talking to a large law firm, the way you have to talk, or the problems they will have, or the solutions they'll want, the kind of requirements they'll have is substantially different from a small law firm or a solo lawyer, a lawyer who's working alone. Or maybe imagine that a lawyer who has recently started practicing on their own, right? So they will have a different kind of requirement compared to somebody who has been practicing for 10 years. You can understand that, right? The difference. Ashwin is saying, to make connections, you need connections. How do we start to make these connections? So, Ashwin, I had shown you one, like we had a webinar on, different platforms that exist where you can find freelance work. Okay. We had a 1.5 hour discussion where I showed you actually all these platforms where hundreds and thousands of such jobs are posted. Okay. Were you there? Have you seen that? Were you part of that, Ashwin, or did you miss it? You weren't there. Okay. So, yeah. So, Jagannath was there. Some of you were there. So what you have to do, Ashwin, is that you can go to YouTube and find this YouTube video where I'm explaining different platforms where you can find freelance work on the internet, freelance paralegal work on the internet. If you look for it, you will find it. Okay. And there I'm explaining. So I'm even showing you how to find those people on LinkedIn and connect with them and so on. So that part is sorted. I don't want to go back there, right? What we have already discussed. But you can go and watch that. And today you keep watching this right now. And later on, when you want to figure out how to find such people who have such work, who might be willing to give you such work, then you watch that video. Is that okay? Minal is saying not there. What do you mean, Minal? I don't understand. Also, writing, like if you wrote it in English, it will be easier for me to read. Hindi is not my mother tongue. I'm a Bengali. I can read Hindi with some effort. Jagannath Ramapur is saying, if possible, sir, make separate playlist for paralegal. Yeah, this is a good idea. I'll make a playlist for paralegal, okay, in YouTube. So this is a very good suggestion. Thank you. I'll make a mental note. Thank you, Jagannath. Okay, so you have to figure out who's your ideal client, right? If you go through all these different postings, you'll see that different people are looking for different solutions. Now, it depends on you, right? What are your skills? For example, are you someone who is good with business development skills? I had a webinar where I discussed that, even if you don't know the US law, even if you don't know US proceedings, you can start with certain things. For example, are you good at blogging? Are you good at managing a blog? Can you make YouTube videos and produce, like edit it, produce, and do you understand how to make a YouTube channel successful? So then you can make a blog for a law firm, or you can make a blog for a lawyer, or you can make a YouTube channel for a lawyer. Maybe you are good at Twitter or you're good at Instagram and you're able to build your own followers. Then you can help a lawyer or a law firm to build their profile on social media, and you can help them to get more clients from that platform, right? And for this also, people will hire you and they'll pay you handsomely, right? Okay. So this is a very, very important concept that, whatever different work is there is some things you can do. Nobody is there who cannot do anything. You must be able to do something, right? Maybe you are able to write, maybe you are able to make videos, maybe you are able to manage Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook, I don't know, right? Maybe you're good at running Facebook advertisement. If you have no skills, then you should learn some skills. You can learn some skill in the next 3 months, 6 months, right? Rahul Bora is saying, can you talk about these platforms? I have already talked about it, Rahul, for 1.5 hours. right? So you just have to, after you watch this today's session, you just on the YouTube channel, you search for this, that platforms where I can find paralegal freelance work. Okay, and you will find 1.5 hours I've explained. So no point repeating that, right? Today I'm going to tell you what is the next step. Once you find such platforms, you found people over there who are looking for paralegals. Now there are certain barriers, right? Normally they are looking for remote paralegals, but they also are worried that if you are from India, then what can be, can you actually help them? Do you know the legal system there? Do you have any knowledge that you will be able to help them? So credibility problem is there. Why should they trust you, right? You are not from the US, right? This is a problem. Yeah, so Neelam has shared this link here of the older video. You guys can save the link and you can watch this later. Okay, anyway, you can find it. Neelam would appreciate if you share it on the YouTube chat where it is happening there also, right? That will be helpful. Now, so you think that who's my good client? What kind of people will hire me very easily? And I will give you a clue, right? Although you have to test it out, it may be wrong for you, because not everyone's ideal client is same. So when you are trying to find your ideal client, you can have some hit and miss. You apply to some people and see what they're saying. Maybe they'll accept, they'll reject, whatever. You don't get any response. Number one, be okay to hear a lot of no. You should be okay to reach out to like 100 people to get 1 or 2 yes, right? This is how it is. When you are starting out, people may not, you have to do a lot of hit and miss. You have to reach out to a lot of people. Sometimes if you reach out to 10 people, one will say yes, which is great. Sometimes you have to get that one yes, you have to reach out to 100 people. But don't give up, because initially every no is something you can learn from. That, okay, what can I do better? What can I do better? And you learn from that. Now, your ideal client might be somebody who is otherwise not able to hire a paralegal. So imagine there are some very good law firms, very successful lawyers. For them, hiring paralegal is no problem. They have a lot of options to choose from, and they have a lot of money. So they don't mind paying whatever $40, $50 per hour for the best of the best paralegal, right? So if you are a successful lawyer, then you are thinking that I want the best paralegal, right? I am rich, I drive a Ferrari, I drive a BMW, I drive the best cars. Also, I want the best paralegal. I have a best law firm. I earn a lot of money. Why will I want a cheap paralegal? I want a best paralegal. Correct? This is the case. They are not trying to save money. But there are some lawyers who are running a small practice. They have recently started startup law firm, or somebody who is not having a paralegal because they don't have the money. Because if you hire a paralegal in the US, you should be okay to spend at least $40,000 in the whole year, right? Now somebody may be earning $100,000, $200,000. For them, spending $40,000 is a lot of money, and they don't want to spend that money, correct? They're running a small practice, maybe earning $400,000. Even lawyers who are alone, working solo, earning $300,000, $400,000. They are also not hiring paralegals sometimes, because it is, finding a good paralegal is difficult. They are competing with big law firms. They have to pay good salary, otherwise they'll find bad ones. So they are also having problems. Your ideal client is somebody who has a problem which is unsolved, unresolved pain point. They have a pain point that they are not able to hire a paralegal. Maybe they are not even thinking of hiring a paralegal, because paralegals are so expensive, because paralegals are so difficult to get, because if you pay less, you will get a bad paralegal. So they are not hiring anyone right now. Such people are your ideal client, because you being from India, even if you charge $10 per hour, it is very good. It is, you are earning 700, 750 rupees per hour. So if you work for 100 hours in a month, you are earning 75,000. For a lot of you, it is good amount of money. If you are earning, if you are working 200 hours in a month, then you are earning 1.5 lakh rupees in Indian rupees. Even if you are charging only $10 per hour, which is very less. In the US, the minimum wage per hour, if you work in a McDonald's, even then your per hour minimum wage is $14 or more than $14, $14, $15. So if somebody is going to charge you less, $10, it is very less. You cannot even hire a person with zero skills. You cannot even hire such a person at $10. Now, if you are offering that I will work remotely from India for you and I'm going to charge you less, don't offer less, it will be like too less. Okay, so offer to work for $10 per hour, it is already very less. And later on, you can increase as you have more experience, you have more track record, proven track record. You can say I'll charge $20. Even that is great, right? That is also very, very less. So if you are charging only $10, then many people will be willing. But what kind of lawyers? The lawyers who are otherwise having a money problem or not able to hire and so on, right? Not anybody and everybody will want to hire. Many people will be like, yeah, I don't mind paying $40 per hour. What do I care if you're charging $10, right? I will hire the best. That is why I'm here for. I'm not going to hire somebody with $10 per hour. So this is a problem. So you have to keep in mind that you have to reach out to that kind of people who are otherwise finding it hard to or expensive to hire a paralegal, and you can become their paralegal, which is much cheap at a much lower price point. So they will agree, they will get interested. So how many of you are with me? How many of you are understanding what I'm saying? You guys are understanding what I'm saying? Okay. So before you even interact with anyone, you need to think about this. Who is your ideal client? Now you can think beyond this also. You can think that, okay, I am interested in IP law. I have a good knowledge of IP law. So you can say that, okay, I am going to reach out to IP lawyers. Somebody may say, no, I have a good knowledge of, or I have a good proven track record of some other law, like arbitration. I don't know, right? So then you can say that, okay, this is where I want to spend my time. This is where I want to generate work, correct? So it becomes like that. So who is your ideal client will change depending on what is your area of interest, okay? Or maybe you don't know any of this. You don't know how arbitration happens in the US. Arbitration is pretty much same everywhere, right? In India, especially international commercial arbitration is very much the same everywhere. So if you learn international commercial arbitration, you can do it in the US also. That is why I also recommend, IP law, because IP law is the same everywhere. Only procedure changes, right? So you can do it. So, but maybe you don't know even this. What you know is that, okay, maybe you can write articles, then you can pitch for that, right? Then you have to find people who need your support to write article, publish, help. They need to get clients, and you will be able to help them by writing articles or making YouTube videos, whatever it is, right? So you will find your ideal client. So if you are making YouTube videos, then ideal client may be somebody who's trying to make a YouTube channel, but not succeeding, not getting traction, right? Made only 4 videos and there are 50 subscribers or 30 subscribers or 100 subscribers, not able to go beyond that. Then you can go and say, hey, I saw your YouTube channel, it is not getting traction and I am here to help you. Why should they hire you? They have a pain point. If you can identify the pain point, then you can go and tell them that, look, hi, this is what I saw. Maybe you can find somebody who's tweeting a lot, very active on Twitter, but there is no traction, there are no followers, nothing is happening. And you can say, hey, I can help you with growing your Twitter followership. I can help you with your social media presence. As I can be an assistant, your social media assistant. I am a lawyer, I understand, I know what to do, how to do. I have helped blah blah lawyers. If you have never any experience, you can say, I'll work for you for free for first 1 month. See how it goes. If you like it, then we can continue and so on, right? So why should they hire you? You need to be clear in mind that why would they hire me? What is the problem they have? What is the burning problem they have which they want to solve, because of which they'll hire me, right? Okay. Next is, what is your USP? What value do you bring on the table? These are the things you need to think. Okay, you have said to somebody that I'll help you with your Twitter profile. But what is the value you are bringing on the table? How will you help them? You know, I speak to so many amazing lawyers, amazing researchers, amazing professors in the US. They are earning good amount of money in the UK. They are earning good amount of money. They have even budget. They are, you know, maybe their organization is ready to spend money on them, and you know, they need to have a public profile. Okay, a professor in the US, for example, or in the UK, one of their job is to be popular on, write article in the newspaper, have a popular persona, so that they can attract research dollars, right? So that donors will give them money to conduct research. Donors will give money to the university looking at them, that okay, you conduct this research. So if they have to attract these research grants and so on, right? And it really helps if they have a public profile, if people are following them on Twitter, on LinkedIn, more than LinkedIn, Twitter, because Twitter can have a huge impact. All the journalists are on Twitter and so on, right? So academicians realize, even lawyers realize, that if they have a strong profile on social media, like you have lawyers who are trying to build their profile on Instagram, there were lawyers on TikTok also, right? So why are they doing all this? Because they want to have, if you have a good presence on social media, if you have leverage on social media, you can get clients from there, you have more credibility and all these things. So how can you help with that, right? For example, you can say that I have seen you have published over 50 articles on, it is available, it's showing on different portals, on Google Scholar, on academia.edu and so on. All these platforms, I can see that you have published so much content, but none of it is on Twitter. I will convert those articles, I'll convert your blog post into tweets and Twitter threads and publish, and I'll help you to get attention, and I'll help you to network with people on Twitter. I can help you with that. One USP you always have is that they don't have time and you have time, right? You have time, you can do the work they are not able to do. So you can actually help them with that, right? So if nothing else, you can bring this value on the table. But even better if you can give them some strategy, right? You can give them the strategy that how it will happen. Rakhi is saying, what is strong profile mean in Twitter or LinkedIn? Good question, Rakhi. So a strong profile means that, imagine that you have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 followers on Twitter. And every time you are writing something on Twitter, then 2,000, 3,000 people are retweeting it or liking it. So many thousands and thousands of people are seeing it. It's like media power, right? So if you're writing something, thousands of people see it. So this is what I'm talking about, the strong profile. This is what people will aspire for, right? It gives them a voice in that niche, right? It's like you have a public voice. If you say something, people hear it, people know it, people talk about it. This is a strong profile, what it is, right? Okay. What is your USP? What value do you bring on table? So you have to think about this. Now I'm going to give you a formula. Okay, it's a 9-step engagement formula to start from zero to take it to a closure where they are giving you money, right? Because you are still thinking, right? Like, what should I do? Tell me, what should I do? Step by step, what should I do? So do you want me to tell you step by step what to do? This is an engagement formula I have created. Do you want it? Step by step, what to do to get the exact result that you want, which is people will offer you money to do work, right? At least $10 per hour, so that you are earning substantial amount of money every month, right? Could be 75,000, could be more. That is the target, right? So how many of you want to start earning 75,000 per month, working part-time, 100 hours per month? 100 hours is like what, 5 hours a day? You can find 5 hours a day, right? If you want to make money 75,000 per month, can you find 5 hours a day to make 75,000 rupees? Yes, no? All of you who want to earn 75,000 rupees, write 75 in the comment. So I know you want to earn. And you have no doubt. Good. Tanya is in, Jagannath is in. In YouTube, nobody is saying anything. Chitra, Rakhi, Samina, everybody wants to earn 75,000. Nilam. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, excellent. Okay. The rest of you don't want to earn, no problem. Okay. So I'm going to, before I start all the steps, sometimes you can do several steps together, right? In one communication, but better to do every step separately. Step 1 is done, dusted, then you do step 2. Step 2 is done, established clearly, everything has happened, then go to step 3. So you can see that it will take time, right? Hi, Satish is also saying 75, good. So it will take a little bit of time, but it is a sure shot. And especially when you are starting, you should do it like this. You should not jumble up steps. Later on, as you become more experienced, you can mix up some steps and it will still get results. But initially, when you have no track record, you have no experience, you are starting for the first time, try to do one step at a time. Okay. And if you fail at a one, and what is the benefit of doing that? Is that if you are not able to succeed at a step, then you will know that, okay, I can get to step 3, but I can't get to step 4. I can get to step 4, but I cannot get to step 5, or maybe I can get to step 7, but at step 8, I'm getting stuck. Because you need to go through all these steps, 9 steps I'm going to show you. You need to go through all of them, right? And you should be able to identify at what step you are getting stuck, because you need to work. Once you identify that, okay, this is a step when I'm getting stuck, you can work a little to overcome that challenge, and then you'll go to the next step. But it will not be a mystery. Otherwise, it will be a mystery. On what step did I make a mistake? I don't know what step. But that should not be the case. You should be taking one step at a time when you are starting. So the steps can be email, can be Zoom call, it can be WhatsApp, it can be LinkedIn message, but one step, one communication, right? It is an email, it's a Zoom call. Sometimes, okay, if you get on a Zoom call, you might have to do all the steps. Sometimes, not always, right? So when you are going on Zoom call, you need to be super prepared so that if necessary, you can do all the steps on the spot, because sometimes you don't get a second chance to do it again. Okay, so sometimes Zoom calls you have to prepare, and prepare, at least be ready to do all the steps if necessary. Okay, sorry, we have skipped ahead. Step 1. Step 1 is intrigue. Get the attention of your ideal client. So what is intrigue? If you don't know, quickly Google the meaning of the word intrigue and tell me. What is intrigue, guys? What is intrigue? Who can tell me quickly? Who is the first person to explain what does intrigue mean? Nobody is saying anything? Nobody knows what is the meaning of intrigue. Tell me what is the meaning of intrigue? No, intrigue does not mean, Tanya, gaining the attention or interest. What is intrigue? Google. Somebody Google the meaning of intrigue. Don't be lazy, guys. You can Google. Just open Google and search intrigue. Make a habit. Every time you come across a new word, go Google the word. I still do it myself. Okay. Jagannath has done the work. Good. To arouse the curiosity or interest of by unusual, new, or otherwise fascinating or compelling qualities, appeal strongly to captivate. For example is the plan intrigues me, but I wonder if it will work. To achieve or earn by appealing to another's curiosity, fancy, or interest. To intrigues one way into another's notice. Okay. So this is what intrigue means, right? Intrigue means, capture the interest of another person by doing something fascinating or something new or novel or interesting, right? So appeal to another's curiosity, fancy, or interest. Okay. So this is what you're going to do. You have to get attention of your ideal client and you start with an intrigue. Okay. So what does it look like? I'll give you an example. Okay. I'll give an example of intrigue. So intrigue can be that, you can say that, any law practice needs great talent to grow faster, right? And talent is very expensive in the UK market or in the US market, wherever you're applying. Imagine you can benefit from talent arbitrage and hire the best of the Indian talent for 1/4 the cost or 1/5 the cost, 1/10 the cost, and benefit from the remote work culture. Would you be interested to know more about how you can hire really high quality Indian talent for remote work or something like that? I don't know what exactly you will say. It depends on what service you are pitching, but something like this, right? Are you guys with me? Did it make sense to you? Are you understanding what to do, or do you have any question at this point? If you have a question, you ask me quickly. If you are with me, because this is important that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, Tanya is saying explain it again. Anybody else understood this, what I said? If you understood, write yes. If you didn't understand, if something is unclear, just say no. Okay, I am going to explain again. Okay, so you have to start with an intrigue. So you have to say something that captures the interest of the potential client, right? So what can you say? You cannot give an answer. You cannot show all your cards. Hey, I want a job as a remote paralegal. No. Hey, I want to blog and manage your social media. No, absolutely not. You have to start the conversation. You have to capture the attention of the person. You have to grab the attention of the person. Yes. So you are not going to straight away go and write, hey, I am from India. I am Samina. I am Nishad. I am Jagannath. I just want a job. I want whatever, right? $10 per hour. No. You are not going to send such a proposal, right? Is that clear? What you will not do, is that clear? If it is clear, what you will not do, write yes. Right? Rahul, Tusha, you guys also speak. It's clear, right? What you will not do. So what will you do? Instead, you are going to ask a question. You are going to capture their interest. You're going to say something that gets them interested. Okay. Can somebody give me an example of something you can think of that you can say? Let's say I am looking for blogging. I'm a blogger and I'm good at blogging and I want to help US lawyers because I don't know anything else. I want to just help them to make their blog better. Okay. So how can you capture their interest about that? Start with my blog. Okay. You can say that, right? But not a good idea. Don't talk about yourself. You talk about that person. Talk about their blog. So you can say that, hi, I saw this law firm, whatever, XYZ law firm. I saw your blog. There are some amazing articles. I really liked it. Okay. However, I thought your blog is not getting enough exposure. They are not properly SEO optimized and they are not coming on the top of Google search. Okay. Have you ever tried to optimize them? Okay. Or I can help you to triple your traffic in the next 3 to 4 months. Okay. As per SimilarWeb, I think your blog gets around 5,000 unique visitors per month. And I think I know of a way in which I can help you to reach 15,000 or 20,000, 15,000 to 20,000 unique visitors per month within the next 3 months without writing a lot of posts or without writing any new posts. just by optimizing your existing posts. Would you like to know how? I'll explain if you're interested. That's all. Right? Now you have told somebody that you can get 3 times or 4 times more traffic on your blog, relevant clients, or I can say that I see 5,000 people are converting. Your blog should be generating at least 5 new enquiries every day. If it is not already generating 5 to 10 new queries every day, let me know. I will tell you how you can generate that many new queries every day. Something of their interest, right? If you're going and telling a law firm, I'll help you to generate 5 extra new queries every day, then will they say no? They'll be very interested. 5 new queries is a lot in a law firm. 5 new queries, if one converts a day, they will have a big jump in their revenue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jagannath, you understand, right? Tania, are you understanding now? Muskan, you understand? If you guys understand, say yes. Rahul, say yes. If you don't understand, say no. Tushar, Rahul, Satish, if you don't understand, say no. If you understand, say yes. Okay, you're understanding, right? So I am trying to capture their interest by saying something that they get captivated. They want to know what you have in mind, right? You have told them something, I can do this for you. I'll tell you how to do this. Now they're like, yeah, tell me how can you do this? I want to know more, right? And now you have their attention, correct? Now you have their attention. The conversation begins. The game is afoot, as Sherlock Holmes will say. The game is now afoot, right? You have their interest. They are ready to talk. They want to know how you can help them. And it will not be the same every time. It can be something different every time, depending on what service you are providing, who the client is, how you want to help them. So every time it changes, but only one thing doesn't change, is that you want to create an intrigue. You want to create an interest. So that read and say, oh, yeah, I want this. How can you help me? Tell me. That's exactly the reaction you want. That is exactly what you want to produce. Okay, so this is the step 1. Now we are going to go to step 2. Okay. Step 2 is demonstrate that you understand a pain point. Okay. Now they want the answer, right? They said, yes, tell me. So that was an email, or maybe it was a LinkedIn message. Maybe it was on Twitter that you messaged them. Maybe it was on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe it's an email. Maybe it's something else. I don't know where you have messaged them. But they said, yes, I want to know more. Please tell me. Now, instead of giving them an answer, okay, you have an intrigue, you have a hook. They are interested. They want to know more. They are in the conversation. You are not going to give them the answer right away. Instead, you are going to show them that you understand their pain point, right? What is the pain point that people have? If they are trying to grow their blog, trying to generate revenue from the blog, trying to generate leads from that blog, and they're not getting anything. And in the US, it's very important. In India, still not a law firms are doing it. But in the US, your blog is very important. They are taking this very seriously. So what is their pain point? What can be their pain point? Yes. And for every client, the pain point will be something else. And here it is a blog. You are pitching a blogging service, so a pain point, and accordingly think. But let's say I was pitching something else. I'm pitching up, I'll be your paralegal. I'll help you with USPTO work, US Patent and Trademark Office work. Then it'll be different, right? So every case it is different. But let's take the blogging example. Now tell me what is possibly the pain point of the client. Your value proposition, right? You're going to make your value proposition here, but you are going to first show that you understand their pain point. So what could be the pain point of the blogging, that law firm who have pitched blogging, and they say, yes, tell us more. What is their pain point? Mark Lane is asking, what is pain point? A pain point is, imagine that an organization or an individual is suffering from a problem. It is something that causing them pain, right? So for example, a pain point can be that, for somebody, a pain point can be that I don't have enough clients, or my clients are negotiating too much with me. maybe some lawyer's pain point is that there is too much work. I'm not able to hire an associate because I don't earn enough. I'm earning less. So I am doing all the work myself and I can't grow anymore because I can't take any more work, and I can't hire an associate because I don't earn enough. If I have to hire an associate, I have to pay a lot of money. I can't do it. Maybe someone's pain point, a lawyer's pain point, maybe that I am doing so much administrative work that I have no time to do business development. Okay, I am arguing in the court, I am drafting, then I'm doing all the clerical work also. I don't have a clerk, or I have a clerk, but the clerk is horrible, doesn't do a good job. Can you give me examples of lawyers' pain points that you have seen in your life? What kind of pain points have you seen lawyers have? What are their pain points? Tell me. Anybody? We need to think about this. If we don't understand client's pain point, then we will not do good business. Okay? What is the pain point of a law graduate? I am not getting a job. If I am getting a job, the salary is too less. I got a job, I accepted the low pay also, but nobody respects me in the office. I don't see how I am going to grow. So different people have different pain points. 𝗁𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗍 is giving an to what extent should we be aware of the practical application of data protection issues when applying for a paralegal role? 𝗁𝗲𝗿, it's a good question, but it's a question that I don't want to discuss right now. Right? We are discussing something very important. Why don't you tell me, 𝗁𝗲𝗿, what is a pain point of a lawyer that you can think of? Can you think of a pain point of a lawyer? Tania Rani is saying, for law students, not able to gain good internships. Yes, good, Tania, good example. But for a lawyer, what will be the pain point? Imagine there is a lawyer in the US. What can be his pain point that you can solve? Satish Kumar Malot is saying networking and publicity of his talent. Very good, Satish. Is a pain point that I am a good lawyer, but nobody knows that I'm good, right? How will people come to know? I see other lawyers, they are so famous on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, nobody knows me. They are getting covered by newspapers, writing books, nobody knows me. Okay. So 𝗁𝗲𝗿 is giving an example that conflict of interest when dealing with clients. Now imagine that I'm a lawyer working alone, and maybe there are 3-4 lawyers in my law firm. Let's take a little bigger law firm. There are 3 lawyers in our law firm, and we are all doing insurance work, right? Now, it can be a pain point, 𝗁𝗲𝗿, very good, that every time a client comes, I need to do a conflict check. Is there a conflict of interest? Because if there's a conflict of interest, I'm not supposed to take that client. If I take the client with conflict of interest, it can be a serious offense as a lawyer. It's a breach of ethics, and it can create serious problems, right? In that case, the question is that every time I have to reach out to all these 3 other lawyers and ask them, who's going to check where? It's a big problem, right? Imagine I'm talking to a client. I want to close the client right now. I want to accept the case so that this client won't go to somebody else. So I need a fast conflict check very quickly. How will I do it? Okay. This can be a pain point. Very good example given by 𝗁𝗲𝗿. It can be a big pain point, right? So you need to have a clerk. You need to have somebody who will quickly check some database. Okay, this client never came to us, or we are opposite this party. We have never dealt with this party, or yeah, we dealt with this party. So he can flag it to the lawyer that, listen, we already are dealing with Reliance is a client of our firm in a different matter. Very good. So a quick conflict check is needed, and unless they have a good, so you can offer this service, in fact, that, yeah, I will give you quick conflict check. Okay, you can just message me and I'll do a quick conflict check on WhatsApp. I'll give you the answer immediately in 5 minutes. This is an example, right? For somebody, but it's a small problem, but bigger problem you find better. Small problems, people may already have solved it. Maybe they have, I said unsolved problem, right? Unresolved pain points. Some of the pain points they're able to solve within their own, already have solved. So you have to find, Sharji will also keep this in mind, you have to find unsolved pain points, because it's a solved pain point, no help, no, doesn't matter, right? For a first generation lawyer, landing up a work with good mentor and attainment of practical knowledge of court work is difficult. Yes, agreed, Tanya. But think of a law firm, your client is not a first generation lawyer who doesn't have any work. That is not your client, right? You need to find a client who already has work and has a problem with handling so much work, wants to grow their law practice, want to grow their law firm. How can you help such lawyers? And not in India, abroad. What is their pain point? That is what you need to think about, right? So accordingly, you are going to make a value proposition. Value proposition includes how you can help them, how you can help that client. I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you, I just remembered, like I'll show you, like when you are making a proposition, you can even add a list of skills that you have. That, listen, I can help you with all these things, right? So don't give just the answer of that question, that intrigue you created. You just don't want to solve the intrigue and that's it. What you want to do is you want to tell them, now you're making a value proposition. Look, I can do all these things for you. So I have been writing an article somewhere here. Here, right? So I'll show you, like I'm making a list of different tasks that you can do as a paralegal. So I'm going to share the link with you. I mean, not a link, I'm going to share the screen with you, right? So I've been writing that as a knowledge management function, what is it that a paralegal can do for lawyers, right? Knowledge management. So I'll explain to you what is knowledge management and what you can do as a paralegal. The principle behind knowledge management is that law firms and lawyers are in the business that is driven by knowledge, and they need to sharpen their skills and knowledge at an individual level as well as collectively. They need to be constantly updated about latest legal developments too. A lot of knowledge management can be client-facing, as sharing updates as well as training with clients has very much become standard business development practices at law firms. Also, lawyers repeatedly do similar tasks over time, and it is important to preserve and leverage the research accumulated, skills learned, and templates developed in a way that they can be leveraged in the future for other assignments. Legal knowledge management typically involves the following tasks. Now you have a list, right? Internal training programs, development of standard for precedents and templates, updates, case law, statute, regulatory, sectoral developments, converting ongoing legal research, innovation, and strategic breakthroughs for client work into tangible resources, client-facing initiatives such as trainings and updates, right? Now, as a paralegal, I'm giving you another list. As a paralegal, you can help with the following knowledge management functions: organizing and managing templates and standards from precedents for future use, making best practice checklists, designing workbooks, playbooks, training manuals, and study material, identifying CLE programs. CLE is continuing learning education, continuing legal education in the US, very important. To remain a member of bar councils, you have to continuously do more and more continuing legal education programs. Okay, so identifying CLE programs for attorneys, planning weekly knowledge sharing sessions, discussion groups, training programs, creating weekly updates or digests, creating slides and pitch decks, helping to write blog posts, newspaper articles, publication in journals and newspapers. Newspapers I have written already, so anyway, it doesn't matter. Publication, you can help them to get published in newspapers. Organizing webinars and sending regular industry relevant updates to clients. Okay. Now, if you can simply copy this and send, saying that, okay, I can help you with all these things. These are the 9 things I can help you with. Okay. Then the client will say, oh, you can, I mean, this is how to make a value proposition. Now in step 2, when you have attention of the guy, you are going to make your value proposition. You are saying that I can do all of these things for you at 1/5 the cost that a US paralegal will charge you. I'll work remotely as your paralegal, do all these knowledge management functions, and I'll charge 1/5 of what a US paralegal will charge you. Not only this is just one function, right? There is so many other things like financial administration here, right? So financial responsibility include maintaining spreadsheets that track cost of a client or profitability of a practice area or monthly information system, maintaining records of costs and fees, receipts by verifying outstanding balances with attorneys, clients and service providers, managing legal billing software, sending invoices, collection, sending reminders to clients for payment, preparing their own and attorney's timesheets. So you can do all these things. Another example, records management, then legal drafting. So you can make when you are writing, sending the proposal, you can include legal drafting. That these are the documents I can draft as per US standards, right? Or UK standards. Here is another thing, deposition. So for example, I can help in deposition and I can do all these things, right? Here's a list of work. You can say, I can help you with this all 11 things. Okay. Here, 21, there's a list of 21 tasks for discovery. Discovery for all civil suits, criminal suits, they have discovery in the US. So I can help with the discovery process. It's very important before a suit actually goes into trial or goes into hearings before a jury or before a judge. There's a discovery phase where people are getting information about the other side and exchange of information happens. Okay, so you can help the lawyer in the discovery phase, and these are the things I can do in the discovery phase. So when you are making this kind of very pointed and very clear value proposition that this is I can help you with at this kind of pricing, it makes sense because you now have attention of the guy and you are now making a pitch that this is how I can help you. Okay. By the way, don't expect to close it here. Most people, 99% people will give up here. Maybe you send all of this and the other side does not give any response. What will you do next? What will you do next? What is step 3? Can anybody guess what is step 3 in chat? Just give it a wild guess. What is step 3, guys? Most people at this step will give up. Jagannath is asking, when will the article be uploading? I have not finished it. Tomorrow you will get it for sure. Tomorrow it will be there on LawSikho blog. Go to lawsikho.com/blog. There it will be there. Okay. Follow-up email. Yes, sure. If you are a part of our newsletter, we'll send an email with that. Okay, but go to blog and register yourself on the blog. Right? It is already 10 o'clock. So demonstrate that you understand the pain point and say that you can solve it and give your list of value proposition. These are the huge list of things I can help you with. But if people are not responding, then what do you do, guys? Come on, tell me. What is step 3? The other guy doesn't respond. one of two things will happen. The guy will say, okay, I am interested. Even if he says I am interested, it is not enough. We still have to close him. He's not closed. And if he doesn't respond, it does not mean it is a no. It means that the guy is not convinced. And we have to give him some more information to convince him. How am I going to convince this guy? What is the next step, guys? Use your brain. Think about it. I mean, send a follow-up email to the lawyer's firm you are applying for, Sharjil is saying. So you send another mail saying what? What do you say in that mail? Send my previous work if they do not respond. Okay, good, Sharjil, good thinking. You're saying that I'll send another mail with my previous work. That at least you're thinking, that's good. I'm going to tell you the next step. There are so many steps. The 9 steps, remember? This is just step 2. 99% people will drop off from here. In my experience, this is a random number I'm saying, but in my experience, almost all people, when they don't get response, they'll send one follow-up mail saying, sir, what do you think, blah, blah, and disappear. But this is not how to do it. I am going to give you the formula. If you apply from here, it will work. Okay. Next, step 3. You have given them a list of services that you can do. Step 3, you are saying, and you have said your price, whatever, value proposition done. Step 3, you're saying they didn't respond. They responded, doesn't matter. Now you want to explain the mechanism of how this is workable and how it is going to take place. Okay, you're going to explain that, look, I am in India. Here the purchasing power parity is 17 times more than USA, which means any money that you give to me here, it is much more valuable here. You can find much more talented people here, and so on. And then you explain that I have trained myself about the US laws, how to do this work. I have got a certificate from this university. For example, many of you are doing our TAMU course, right? Texas A&M University. It's a top US university, and you are doing an IP law course from there. You got the certification. You have learned the USPTO work. You will say these things, that the mechanism, how can you do it? Or you will say that I have already run a blog, or I have done this work before. You are going to give them, you are going to explain to them how this is going to work. You will charge less, understood. You are saying you can do these things, understood. But how? How will they give you work? Are they going to give you work on Zoom? Are they going to give you work over email? How are you going to do all the work, right? You have to say that this is how I'll help you. Step by step, you will explain that this is how you will work. You will give me this task within 24 hours, you will get it. You will, at the end of the day, when you are leaving office, you can give me a bunch of tasks. Next morning, when you are in office, you will find it ready in your email box or in your Google Drive, whatever. But exact mechanism, how this is going to work, you are going to explain it, right? For example, let's take the blogging example. You will say that, what I'll do for you is that I am going to take your previous blog posts and I am going to sit down and edit all of them, and I am going to make them SEO compliant, and I will add some more text on it after my research, and then I will do some link building for this. I will do this, I will do that, so that these things will start coming within 3 months. These articles will be ranking. Then I will do a keyword research, and I'll tell you that what are the articles you should write. What are the articles your competitors have written that they are ranking on top, and you should write better than them so that you rank on top in the future. And from there, we will be able to get clients. We will be installing this. Maybe you will say that I am going to install these kind of pop-up or this kind of where clients can submit a query. I'm going to put these forms over here so that conversion increases, and so on. Like, you will explain the mechanism of what you are going to do, how you are going to do, when you are going to do, why you are going to do it. The more detail, the better. It should be very clear to them how you are going to do what you are going to do, right? Do not be afraid that, oh my God, what if they take this knowledge and ask somebody else to implement it? It is very hard. Just because you have a plan doesn't mean somebody can do it. Trust me, I run a company. I have almost more than 100 team members, 100 colleagues. so many people, but very often it is so hard when you have to do something to find a reliable person just because somebody told us this is what to do. A lot of people can come and give us gyan. Aise kar lo na, waise kar lo na. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? To do it, actually, we need people. Who's going to do it? So, gyan bahut milta hai. All this strategy and advice is very cheap. But finding somebody who's saying, I will do it for you, much harder. Do you guys understand? Many people are scared that if I give my strategy, they'll do it themselves. Why will they come to me? That is bullshit. Never believe in that. Give your strategy. They will not find somebody to implement. Itna risk liya ja sakta hai. You can take that much risk. Okay. Now next. Okay, you guys are comfortable till step 3. Now I'll go to the next one. Step 4. Explain the competitive advantage, right? Now let's say the guy still doesn't respond or respond something ABCD, doesn't matter. Your step 4 is to explain the competitive advantage. Now you are going to tell very short mail, very short message on LinkedIn, whatever. The previous mail was long, or previous conversation, whatever, it was long, right? Now you are going to send them a very short thing saying that, look, if you do this, then these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 advantages over your competitors. Competitive advantage. If you do this, this is how you benefit. Or if your competitors do, then they will go ahead before you. Now you are showing them that why doing this is the only option. Not doing this is stupid. If you don't do it, your competitors will do it and they'll get ahead. Maybe your competitors are already doing this, right? Why won't you, you do it? If you do it, you benefit. Otherwise, your competitors will benefit. Explain the competitive advantage. All of the things you have said now you are going to simply bullet point 1, 2, #1, #2, #3, 4, 5 competitive advantages. If you do this, this is your benefit. If you don't do it, this is the problem. That's it. Only the competitive advantage. You'll explain very short step. Are you guys clear what to do? If it is clear, say yes. If not clear, say no, I'll explain again. Jagannath is saying clear. Jagannath is very smart. He's always clear. Chitra, Samina, everyone is clear. What about the other people? Why are you quiet? Is it a maybe? Is it yes, no, maybe? Only 3 options available. Yes, no, maybe. What about Tushar, Rahul, Mark, Satish, Minal, Sharjil? What happened to you guys? Yes, no, maybe. Clear. What about the rest? Everybody else has gone quiet. Okay. Great. Now, step 5. Okay, you must be thinking, why sab kuch ho gaya? Abhi bhi 4 step kya bacha hai? What 4 steps are still left? How can there be still 4 steps left? The next step you are going to say is that I have proven stories and case studies. First time you do this, not possible, right? First time you are doing it, not possible. You don't have any proven stories first time, no case studies. But as you do it more and more, you'll have many case studies and proven stories, so you can reach out to and give it to people. So when you don't have proven stories and case studies, what will you do? When you have it, you send it to them in the next step, right? Look, so you know what? If you tell a person that this is the value proposition, this is my offer, they can say, no, I don't want it. Okay? Or they are thinking, most probably they won't answer. High chances they won't even say, okay, I'll think about it. But now you are every day giving them one more reason to say yes to you. Do you understand the strategy? Every day you are poking them and giving them one more reason to say yes to you and hire you. Now step 5, I have proven stories and case studies. If you don't have it, then what do you do? If you have it, you send it, right? Simple step, nothing complicated. But complicated if you don't have any. What do you do? Should you skip this step? No, you should not skip this step. You should honestly say that, look, I have no proven case studies because this is the first time I am doing this. Okay, be honest. This is the first time I am doing this, which is why I will not charge you anything. For the first 50 hours of work, I will not charge you anything. For the first 50 hours of work, I'll do it free of cost. 50 hours is like 10-15 days of work. No big deal, guys. Okay, you can say for the first 50 hours, I will do it free of cost for you. If you don't like it, no problem, no strings attached. Not like after 50 hours, I'll expect something from you. I will expect nothing from you after 50 hours of work. If you don't like it, you can say bye-bye. Ramanuj, I don't want to work with you, bye-bye. And it is my risk. I want to prove to you that this will work and I will do all the work for free. After that, if you feel like paying something, you can pay. If you don't feel like paying, if you think it was not good, it was not worth paying money, don't pay anything. Don't pay anything at all. It's okay with me because I am creating my track record. I am creating proof of concept. So please help me. Give me work for 50 hours. I'll do it for you. If you don't like it, no hard feelings. I will be very thankful for giving me an opportunity to prove myself. That's all. You have no risk. You have no downside. You have to not spend a penny. Yes, you will be spending your time a little bit. For that, I am grateful. Okay. But I am requesting you, give me a chance to work for free and prove myself. Nobody says like this. Okay. I have not come across too many people like this who have said this in their life. But anybody who has the guts to say this, they will get a yes. They will get, it is very, everybody has been in that situation in their life when they needed somebody to have faith in them. When they needed somebody to give them a chance. And when you are not asking for anything in return, you are ready to give 50 hours of your time, work for free, what kind of person will say no to you, right? Most people will say, okay, I'll give you a chance. Let's see how it is. Okay. And anyway, we don't need everybody to say yes, right? Are you ready to hear 99 no to hear one yes? Are you that desperate? Are you that determined? Are you that kind of ironclad mindset that I'm ready to hear 99 no's to get that one yes? Are you like that? Because I am like that. Are you like that? If you're like that, write yes. If you're not like that, say no, which is okay. Some people are ready to hear 9 times no to hear one yes. Some people are ready to hear 19 no to hear one yes. Some people are crazy. They're ready to hear 99 no to have one yes. And it really hurts when you are talking and no, everybody saying no, bullshit, this is not good, this is not good. It's very hard to keep the head in place and keep going on, right? And not give up, right? I am like that. I'm ready to do it. When I was starting LawSikho, or forget LawSikho, when I was starting iPleaders, people told me, what is this idea? इससे कुछ नहीं होगा, नहीं हो सकता, इसका कोई future नहीं है, blah, blah, blah. Right? And today, look at me, I have a company, we are in industry pioneers, we have 100 people working with us, we are making crores in revenues, right? So I don't see, people say no, it doesn't matter, right? There no means nothing. You need to, whose yes matters. My client, my student said, yes, I want to learn this. That is more important to me, right? I'm ready to, that yes is more important to me than all the other people saying no. Okay. Okay. So moving on, right? Step 5, I have proven, I have proven stories and case studies and showing it to them. Then next step, step 6, can I offer some references and testimonials to you? Here are the people who will vouch for me. Now imagine that there must be somebody who will vouch for you. Maybe a professor in the US, maybe some friend you have who's working in the US, maybe some relative, I don't know. There may be people who are ready to, or the people for whom you work for free for 50 hours, even they might, there may be some lawyer who doesn't need a paralegal. Okay, even that person can give you free work for 50 hours and become your reference. You can tell the person, look, even if you don't need a paralegal in future, no problem. Just give me an opportunity to prove myself. I want to show you my work so that next time I apply somewhere, I can give you a reference. And then you can see my work and then you can tell them, yes, this guy is good at his work. Right? References are important. Testimonials are important. Okay, after seeing 50 hours of my work, just write me a testimonial on my LinkedIn. Then you can showcase this. So step 6, After step 5, you're sending them here. This is my references. These are my testimonials. Check it out, right? And if this, when they see good references and good testimonials, they have more faith. Oh, maybe this guy is really good. He has good references. He has good testimonials. I am getting more and more convinced by looking at all these communications now, right? Step 6. Step 7. Okay. Again, you say that I'm ready to demonstrate. Even if you have everything, you say that I'm ready to demonstrate. When you have enough success stories, everything, you can say first 10 hours are free. First 10 hours, just see how I am. I understand. First 10, 20 hours will go into you and I understanding each other and having a good work relationship. So I will not charge anything for the first 20 hours. The fact that I'm claiming that I'm helpful, that I know all these skills, that it will be useful for you, I'm ready to demonstrate all of this at my own cost. See my work, and if you like it, take me on, right? Then you can do it. Step 7. So those of you who did not have a success story proven track record, already in step 5, you're doing this. Otherwise, also in step, if you have good things in step 5 to share, then in step 7, you will say this, that no risk on you, all risk on me. You see, if you do a course from LawSikho, you'll always see that it is written that, most courses, that there is a money back guarantee. First 30 days, you attend all classes and you do all assignments, and it is our guarantee that if you don't like it, you'll get your money back. 100%. The risk is ours, the risk is not yours. If you do a course from LawSikho, it is our risk. If you don't like it, no question asked, money returned, provided you attended all classes, did all assignments. Now imagine, we have taken all the risk of a student, right? If you don't like and you ask money back, we'll give you money back. No problem. Correct? But try it out first. This is what we are saying. Same thing you should be doing when you're trying to get work, right? Now step 8. Step 8 is telling them, look, I'm talking to several. Now everything has gone well. I'm talking to several. Imagine that you already have done all these things and you had all this. You're not talking about free work. You're talking about paid work. Only then you do this step. Otherwise, your steps are over. If this is the first time you're doing, your steps are over. First time, if you don't have any track record, nothing. But if you're closing it and you have track record, you have gotten those 1 or 2 testimonials, 1 or 2 case studies. On step 8, you will say, I'm talking to several potential clients, limited availability. I can take on only 1 or 2 more clients. I have only 100 hours an hour free in a month, only 100 hours. So maybe you want 50 hours, maybe you want 100 hours, whatever you want, you need to act fast. You need to act fast so that, if it is closed, it's closed. I can help you, because by now the guy is interested. If he's still talking, he's interested. If he's responding by now, if he's not responding till step 7, forget the guy, don't send all these things. Okay, but he's responding, there's a conversation going on. I need to close because I'm talking to several people. Do you want it? Then you close it in the next 1 day, 2 day. I need to take a decision. I would like to work with you, but I have other offers. Let's close it. Okay. So limited availability, we need to close now. We need to close now, right? This is the step 8. And step 9 is make your offer again and say that, look, this is the offer. Please close immediately. That's it, right? So these are the 9 steps. So did you guys understand the 9 steps? Okay, there is a question by Sharjil. I have carried out a lot of pro bono unpaid work, but it allowed me to obtain a legal role in local UK London Borough Council. Wow, congratulations, Sharjil. Very good, right? So if you do such work, you can get, he got a job at legal role in local UK London Borough Council. Fantastic, Sharjil, right? Amazing, great job. So this is the kind of opportunities that will open up for you when you do this, right? You will not be able to believe the kind of things will happen. Do you know anybody around you who actually does this? Nobody does. Everybody cries. Job nahi mil raha hai, I'm not getting any work, nobody is giving me a chance, blah, blah, blah. Stop crying and start doing this, guys, and you will see so much results. You won't believe the opportunity that will come your way, right? Nothing to worry. Just work, hustle, do this. You have to do all these steps and then you'll see the result, right? Remember, you do want to jump on a Zoom call as soon as possible after stage 3. So step 1, step 2, step 3. After step 3, you want to get on a Zoom call. After step 3, you're saying every time you're writing a mail, in step 3 also, when you're writing a mail, step 3 was what? When you're making your value proposition in step 2, right? From step 2, you are saying that if you want to talk, let's get on a Zoom call. I am available on these 3 slots. You can suggest your availability. I would love to get on a Zoom call and discuss more and show you this. So you are starting to say that let's get on a Zoom call, let's get on a Zoom call right after the second stage, right? In the second step only, you will start saying, if you are comfortable, let's get on a Zoom call. And from third step, you are always saying that I would really like to get on a Zoom call with you and discuss more. I'd like to get on a Zoom call and discuss with you. Can you suggest your availability? Can you tell me what is a good time for you? And so on. Every step you're going to say. And what else will you do? That you have a PPT, right? You have to create a slides. Like I have a slides like this. So with all these steps included, you are creating the slides. And in the slide, it should be a slide that you can cover in less than 20 minutes, right? It should not be an endless slide. You have to cover the entire slide. You can cover the entire slide in less than 20 pages or so, right? 20 slides, 30, not more than that, 25 slides. And you're going to show it to them and you're going to say that just breeze through the whole thing, and you're going to take them through all the steps, right? All the other steps, like your proven track record, your testimonials, your case studies, all of that, right? It will be in one place in the Zoom, right? In a video, in a slideshow like this, right? So run them through all the steps in one Zoom call. But that does not mean that, so you have to have a pitch deck ready for your Zoom call. So every potential client who comes on a Zoom call, you show them this good pitch deck, right? So you are mentally ready. You are able to take them through all the steps in that call. But repeat on email, one step at a time. Just like I showed you, one step at a time. Even after the Zoom call, you keep sending the mails until they have said, boss, take my money. If they have started paying money, then don't get into anything else. Otherwise, send them all those emails one day at a time. One mail, then next day another mail, then next day another mail, right? One step on a day. By doing this, you will be able to create great interest. And not only email, it can be LinkedIn message. Most lawyers are very good with emails, but you can even, at least starting, if you don't have the email ID, start on LinkedIn message. If you don't have the email ID, most lawyers have their email ID on their website. The law firm will have a website, lawyer will have a website, their email ID will be there on the website. But you can also send on LinkedIn also. And some of the steps can be done on LinkedIn. You can do a mix of email and on LinkedIn. Like, you're sending mails, but then when it comes to testimonials, you're sharing on LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn, if they're your connection, right? On LinkedIn, you have your LinkedIn profile where there are testimonials, right? So you are sending a message from your LinkedIn profile saying that, check out the testimonials. Here are the links of my previous clients who I have helped as a paralegal. So then, rather than sending from email, it might be better to send inside LinkedIn, and they can check your LinkedIn profile. You have so many connections, so many testimonials. They can see your educational background. It gives more credibility, more feeling of, genuine, right? Somebody saying something on email, maybe some, God knows a foreigner can be a liar, but can be completely fraud. But when they are seeing a good LinkedIn profile, it is giving them a lot more confidence, right? But step 1, especially when you are just sending the intrigue message, it can be on LinkedIn, no problem. Okay, good to send it on LinkedIn. Okay, that is why, because they see a good profile with lots of connections, good people are your connection, then it will give them more confidence, which is why you want to start the conversation in LinkedIn if possible. Okay. Also, you can eventually, if you get their phone number, you can use other messengers like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. Really doesn't matter what it is. You just want to run them through all these steps, right? Okay, but remember that do not move to random steps. Establish one step clearly especially in writing before moving to the next step. Sometimes if they are responding on the same day, you can send the next step also, right? But otherwise, one step, if they're not responding, then today send one, then tomorrow send one more. Not on the same day. Don't send all of them in the same day, one after another, right? Few things you have to demonstrate in the whole conversation, right? One is that your knowledge regarding the service you are providing. Okay, if you are saying you are doing blogging, you should have enough knowledge about SEO, about WordPress, about all the blogging stuff, right? Whatever is needed for blogging. It should not be that you don't know stuff and you're still talking that I'll do blogging. Or if you're saying I'll help you in your depositions and discovery, then you need to demonstrate that you know how the civil justice system works in the US, you know how the criminal trial system works in the US, and you need to demonstrate that. They should get the comfort that, yeah, you know what you're talking about, right? Otherwise, if you don't know what you're talking about, then then nothing is going to work, right? So you need to establish that during the conversation, right? Then proven track record of skills. You have to show your proven track record somehow. One is that you have worked with clients. Other thing can be that you have written articles about it, or you have made videos about it, right? So you are talking about, you know, how as a paralegal you can manage a deposition. Make a good YouTube video about it. Write a good article on blog about it. Then share that with your client, saying that, look, you know, here it is, I have written. So that also helps you to establish that you actually know what you're talking about, right? It's also, if you haven't worked with any client, at least in this way, you can establish that you know what you're talking about. If you have no track record, offer to work for free to build that track record. Like I said already, I have already explained this. And 4, explain that it is at your own risk. They have no risk. Try to take away all risks from the other guy. Keep asking them, there's nothing at your risk. Everything is my risk. Tell me, you don't have to take a risk in the beginning. All the risk is mine. If you don't like, no problem. You have nothing to lose, right? Or you start with something where you don't feel it is risky, because people oftentimes will not do something new. They have never done it before. They'll not do it because I am guessing they have not hired, you know, paralegals from other countries. Okay. But if you can, but you want them to take this new step. So you have to take away all the risk away from them. You take the risk is not on them. All the time you want to create that mentality in them that, look, there is no risk on you. Sharjil is saying, thanks, I randomly came across your page. Where can I further find your content? You mentioned the website earlier. Yes, so I will share the link, LawSikho.com/blog. And you can also check LawSikho.com/newsletter. Right here, you can find all such more content, and you will get notified about all these, you know, webinars and emails and everything. So you can subscribe, go to the blog, read the other posts, right? And go to the newsletter and subscribe. Sharjil, are you still there? If you're still there, just say yes. Okay, but I've shared this with you so that you can keep in touch. LawSikho.com. We are a legal education company. Okay. So are you going to try this today or tomorrow, right? So all of you, you know, we discussed a lot, right? Like with various tactics, everything. Are you going to try this today or tomorrow? Say yes or no. If you're going to try this, say yes. If you're not going to try it, say no. Tanya is saying, you talked about pain point. How do we find pain points? In certain cases, it becomes difficult to identify it. Then how do we do that? Very good question. Very good question, Tanya. You need to talk to people from that category. So you can ask lawyers, what are your pain points? And they'll tell you, right? Or you can research, you can Google, you can read through the online forums, you can see the comments under Legal India or whatever, right? So you have to find out, you have to talk to people, you have to find out what are their pain points. And this is the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur. This is the biggest thing about being rich, if you want to know, right? You have to find pain points of people and then solve. And you have to find those pain points which are not solved yet. They have a big pain, but it is not getting solved. And then you go and solve it. Then you can make a lot of money. Then you can you can be very successful. So success is all about finding pain points and solving the pain points. I can't say, I don't have a formula. This is exactly how to find the pain point. But I can say this, that if you talk to people, then they'll tell you their pain point. So for example, I'm asking all of you guys, what is your pain point? Can you tell me what is your pain point? Dhruv, Sharjeel, Minal, what is your pain point in life right now? What is your biggest pain? Is there such a pain that if somebody help you with fixing that pain point, you're ready to pay money right now, if that pain point is solved? Is there anything like that? Chitra is saying, I'll attend your more webinar in next few days, then I'll use this tip. You can go and watch on YouTube more webinars. Next 5 hours, you can sit and binge watch my webinars. But why delay? Because what happens is that we say we'll do something, but then we never do it. You know, what will happen? You will fail. If you try, you will fail. What will happen? Big deal, right? Try at least fail. At least be okay to fail, right? Pain point is money. People are not earning enough money. Why are they not earning enough money? Now we need to get deeper in the pain point, right? So, Jagannath, you have a problem that you don't have enough money. Now, why is this pain point there? So how to solve it? Why, tell me more about that. Tell me more information, right? What are you thinking? Why don't you earn more money? Why don't you go and earn more money? What is the problem? Sir, I am a BA student. I want to do LLB. I'm confused. Will I be able to perform in internships if I take master's course? As I'm in BA, should I wait to enroll in LLB? Dhruv, it is always better that you start doing internships and learning. The earlier you learn, the better. Nobody has told you, no, there is no law that you have to enroll in LLB before you start learning. In fact, if you are not using your time, if you already know that you're going to be a lawyer and you are not using your time in the best possible way, because BA course, whatever you are doing for class, what will happen? Tomorrow it will not, if you're going to be a lawyer, whatever you're doing, not going to be very relevant later, right? So it is a good idea to use that time to learn something. So absolutely it will help you. There is no problem. Why not start learning? Learn as much as you can. Go and implement as much as you can, right? Never waste time in life, because time is most precious, right? We are trying to get somewhere, but most of the time people are starting too late. By the time they realize, by the time they start, they're already so late. What is the point of that, right? Okay, why delay? If you can do something today, why do it tomorrow? My idea is that the best time to start to do good things was yesterday. Next best is today. Yesterday was the best. 1 year back was even better. But today is next best, right? People who start earlier benefit more. What is the point of starting late? Is there any benefit in starting late? Tell me if there's any benefit. I'm willing to listen. Sharjil is saying, pain point for me, materialize my current paralegal role to a training contract. Very good. This is such a great pain point, right? So for me, if I can build a great course where I can help the paralegals to convert their paralegal job into a training contract, what should they know? How should they behave? What can I create a playbook for paralegals that they can get a training contract thereafter? That will be great, right? So always think like that. What is the problem? Now you're working at a law firm. What is their pain point? How can you solve that pain point? Is it a big pain point? If you solve then will they really want you? So Sharjil, think about that. That what is the pain point that you can solve for the law firm where you are doing your paralegal role, right? And Sharjil, I will invite you, since you are already a paralegal working in a law firm, would you like sometimes to come and maybe we can discuss that, what is the kind of work you do as a paralegal and so on? Will you be okay to do that? Then we can get in touch over email and discuss. On LinkedIn, we can get in touch and we can discuss. We would love to know more about your experience. And that way, maybe you'll be able to create a bigger network and people will get to know about you and some interesting opportunity can open up from there. So let me know. Since you are a working paralegal in the UK, I would love to have a chat and see if we can do something. Maybe you can join me on a webinar and give some ideas to other people. That will be fantastic, right? So what are the other people? You guys don't have any pain points, or are you not able to think? What is it? What are your pain points? What pain points do you have? Sir, my main point is, will I be able to work with startup just by course or perform in internships as I have no knowledge? Yes, Dhruv, you will be able to. You will be able to help startups with some contract working, compliance work. You will be able to help them with different kinds of work, okay? There's a huge list of things we'll train you in, and you'll be able to start helping startups as an intern. That won't be a problem. Absolutely 100%. No question about that. Within the first month, you'll be able to start helping them. Within 2-3 weeks, you'll know enough that you can help them with a few things. And with more time, you'll be able to help more. Right? Are you clear, Dhruv? Okay, Sharjil, great. So definitely look me up on link. I'm going to share my Twitter profile with all of you. Please look me up on Twitter and add me there, right? And I am very accessible on Twitter. Right, here is my Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter. And then we can stay in touch on Twitter. You can find me also on LinkedIn. I'm Ramanuj Mukherjee. I'm CEO of LawSikho. You can just look for Ramanuj Mukherjee, RAMANUJ right? So you can find me there. Tanya Rani, my pain point, as previously mentioned, being a first generation lawyer and not landing myself under the mentorship of a good advocate to practice in courts. This is your problem. Okay, don't worry. We can, keep looking for a solution. You'll find, don't worry. It is not an issue. First generation lawyers, so many of them are doing better than second generation, third generation lawyers today. It is no problem, guys. You can do very well. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Okay. Also, I want to share with you one WhatsApp community. Okay. I'm going to share you the link of one WhatsApp community. You can join that community, right? I think this is almost full. How many people can be now? WhatsApp community. I think maybe this one will have space. Oh no, this is also full completely. Okay, I think this one has some space. Maybe there is a WhatsApp community. I'm sharing with you the invitation link. This has only like some 5-6 spots left. So quickly join. Okay, before there is nothing left. Very few slots are left here. sharing on YouTube also. So you can join. This is the IPR community where, you know, a lot of these IP, how to do IP paralegal work, this is getting discussed all the time. So you can join. It's already full. Oh my God. Neelam, are you there? Can you help? If you're there, can you help by sharing the link? Okay, I am sharing my, you can message me on Twitter. You can tweet at me on Twitter, and I'll share the link with you. I'll find the link tomorrow of another group that still has space, and then I'll get you added. Right? Okay. So you guys have my Twitter profile, and I'm going to share. And if you want to know more about paralegal work, right, you can find a lot of information, guys. I'll share with you an article in which you'll be able to find a lot of information. Just 1 second. Yeah. Please read this article. Please read this article. Okay, read this article. Okay, about IP paralegals and how to get jobs in IP paralegal and how it can help you to become attorneys. Okay. And Sharjil, if you're still here, definitely get in touch with me on Twitter and we'll talk about how to do a webinar together or something like that. Okay, looking forward. Thank you, everyone. It is almost 2 hours since I started, almost 11. So we need to end the session here. Take care. Thank you for being with me for so long, almost 2 hours. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.